welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a requested one and it's on brushes. So this is very basic. I will do another video on aspiring or startup makeup artists and brushes and things like that, because obviously there are so many brushes out there and it's very daunting on where to start, what to use, and you'd see some funny looking ones, you're like, what the heck is this for? But I'm going to go into that later. But just for today's video, keep watching if you want to know more about brushes. Right, let's get rolling. So you have got your face brushes. Now there are different kind of foundations out there. I did a video for that, which you can find on my channel. So, oh gosh, don't even know where to start, guys. Where do I start? Okay, so you've got your liquid foundation, you've got your cream to powder, you've got your BB creams and all that jazz, okay? Now, your basics for every day, you can use a flat brush foundation. Now, I'm sorry guys if I have used these. So a flat brush foundation looks like this, okay? And this is my Sonia one. You can use whichever one. There are so many different brands out there. Now these are not my particular favorites, just because if you don't find the best flat brush, it can leave your foundation looking streaky. You won't it doesn't give you that flawless effect for me. So I use this, I don't know, like if I'm not really doing much to my face, then I would use this. Like if I use my, let's say my BB cream or something like that, then I would use my flat brush foundation brush. And then you have your buffing brush. This is a Real Technique buffing brush, and normally they look like this. So I've got so many different ones. Like I've got this, so they're all the ones with the flat tops, okay? This kind of brush gives you a full coverage. So if you want that flawless, full, like you have foundation on, camera ready looking foundation, then I recommend you go for a flat brush. And it's very quick to use, it's very simple, it's a buffing one. So all you would do is you pump your foundation on top and you literally just start buffing it in. And what it should do is it should press the foundation in your pores. When I say in your pores, don't get worried like, oh my gosh, it's gonna block my pores. No, it's gonna make sure that it sits where it needs to sit on top. Obviously it depends on the kind of foundation that you buy, but normally the buffing brush would do that. So it gives you a really nice, flawless, full coverage finish. You have that. So those are your basic, okay? There are obviously other ones, but this is just with basic. And of course now we have the beauty blenders. This is just one of my many ones, and the beauty blenders normally look like this. You can use this to do your foundation with, okay? And this will give you a nice full even flawless coverage. Now I found it a bit hard to use this, if I'm honest, at first, but now I love them and I could do my whole makeup with these. You can even apply your blushes with them, your foundation, obviously not your eyeshadow, not that I have tried. Maybe you can with this little tip. I don't know. Might try that. But yeah, so you would use the flat end to obviously do all over your face. And then you would use this end to do under your eyes. Okay, because it's got more precision on there. So for your basic foundation brush, you've got your flat, which is light to medium coverage, and then you've got your buffing brush, your flat top brush, which gives you a full coverage. And you would use this with your liquid foundation, you would use this with your cream to powder foundation. Yeah, you could even use this to apply your mineral. And also I wanted to show you quickly as well a dual fiber brush. Now this gives you very light coverage, so I would use this to apply a BB cream, CC cream, anything that I want that is very light coverage. And literally you would just again apply that either going downwards or around. You never want to apply your foundation going upwards or anything like that. It's going to lift your hairs and your foundation is going to look very odd, streaky, very weird. Don't do that, okay? So you've got choice: light coverage foundation, full coverage foundation, and full to medium coverage foundation, which is a flat brush. These, okay? Foundation. Right, blush, bronzer, powder, and concealer. Okay, so your basic face makeup comes generally in 3 stages, which are your foundation, number 1, number 2 your powder, and number 3 your blush. Now I'm just gonna basically show you the face brushes. Now I've done my foundation, now I'm going to do my powder. I'm showing you my Esmeen brush, which will be a brush like this. So it will generally be a fluffy brush. It will be a big fluffy brush, and what you would do is you will dip your brush in the powder. It's very loose, okay? You don't want anything that is, can you see, like I can literally, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I can like bounce my hand on this. It's not like let's say my foundation brush, which is like very hard, okay? So it needs to be like very loose, so you're gonna pick less product, okay? And literally you're gonna tap it off and you're gonna do it like this. You've sealed your foundation. It's very simple. So that's what you would use a powder brush for. A powder brush you would use to seal your foundation, okay? And then what you would do is you would apply your blush. Now I have with me 3 different blush brushes. Now I have this one, which is a Real Technique one. This one I find it's quite thick. Like I could use this as my powder brush, because obviously you would put this on your cheek. If you're a beginner, you might find that your blusher might be a bit too higher than it needs to be, or you're not really going to get that like precise area with the blush. So I don't really use this as a blush brush as much, just because I find that it's quite thick to be a blush brush. But obviously it depends on the size of your face. Some people's faces are smaller, some people's faces are wider, so you could get away with it. So you've got a brush like this, and then you've got a brush like this. Okay, this is much smaller. Again, all you would do with your blush is you would just put it on the apples of your cheeks and just buff that away, okay? So you've got that, which is much smaller. Now I have a new favorite blush brush. Now I have had this brush for years. Let me tell you, years. I was gonna throw this thing away. I didn't even know what to do with it. I was like, what the heck is this? Like, it is so flimsy. It's not even picking up any product. Now, I wouldn't really expect someone who is just doing their makeup and everyday, just a general thing, to use a brush like this. But the reason why I absolutely love this brush is because it gives me precision. And literally I put my blush in there, it picks up a good amount of product, and literally I pull it where I want to pull it, and it gives me the color that I want on my cheek, and it creates this natural contour here, so I don't even need to like worry. Like it does everything, okay? But your general blush brush would be like this, or you can use something like that, okay? If you want something that you can have more control of, use a much smaller blush. You want to be careful, you want to be very light with it, because if it's a brush that picks up a lot of products, you don't want to be there trying to rub off the excess of your cheek, because you're going to irritate the skin. So you want to always dab off the product, put it on very lightly, because you can always build up on it. You don't rush your makeup, okay? You don't need to rush your makeup. So that's the blush brushes. Now, so you've got your foundation, you've done your powder, then you've done your blush. If you're a contour kind of girl or you're bronzy kind of girl, you want to use bronzers and all that jazz, then you would use a brush like this. It's very similar to your powder brush, it's just that it's a lot more bigger, okay? The best way to apply the bronzer and to do your contour is just to do a 3 like this. Okay, you start from your forehead, bring that down underneath your cheek and bring that down underneath your chin. Okay, and you're gonna get that amazing frame on your face, and all you're doing is you're framing your face. That's what this brush is used for. If you want more precision contour, you would use a brush like this. Or you could also, the same brush that I was talking about, the blush one, you could use this to contour with. And again, you're going to get that precision, because all you could see, it's like so fine, you're not going to get the product anywhere else, because you don't want to interfere with where you've already put the product. So you're just going to do that line there, and then you're just going to keep blending that out. Same with this. Now, I don't know what's happened to my brush, but my brush is kind of like going like that, but it was more like this, and you would use this to contour with. Again, you would find, see where it's defined, and you literally just like put the product there and blend that out. So that's for contour. Another brush that you could use for contouring is you could use a brush like this, a fan brush. Okay, and this fan brush you could even use to put your powder on and take that off. If you do have a brush like this and you don't know what to do with it, you could use this for multiple purposes. You could use this to apply your blusher, you could use this to apply to take off the excess powder on your face, you could use this to apply your powder to contour with. Okay, it just takes a little bit of practice to work with it. But that's face brushes all done. With concealer, this is a Real Technique brush. It's actually a foundation brush, but really, like, this is gonna take you ages to put your foundation with. Like, I don't even use this for foundation. I use this as concealer. Okay, so you put your concealer, it gives you nice precision under the eye. You can get real close under the eye there and just blend that out. So I use this as my my concealer brush. Okay, so you want to use another flat brush like that. So that's all the face brush. Your basic eye brushes. Now there are so many eye brushes.